Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind Dominant Terry's Move. I'm the Archangel Uriel. And I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we gonna get into the motherfucking moon, slide her monkey ass right into motherfucking Capricorn. Now, before we even get into that, the motherfucking YouTube been blocked by motherfucking Revelation mixtape worldwide. It's blocked in all goddamn countries. So I guess if you want to listen to my Revelation mixtape, I guess you have to go to the description and go to the link I provided, which is going to be on some random SoundCloud I had to create real quick. And I didn't long lost forgot that password, but I just found it again. So for the most part, go to that link and you can listen to the Revelation mixtape for the most part. Now, getting into motherfucking the moon. Now the moon is in Sagittarius right now. So for the past few days, we have been experiencing a lot of mobile or mutable energy, aka due to the fact of ways of seeing things and ways of feeling about things. So we have been reacting and responding to ways of expression and ways of seeing and feeling, and by default that taps everybody into reacting and responding to some form of wisdom or some form of knowledge or some form of expression or some form of creativity or some form of seeing something or being enlightened. These were things that we were reacting and responding to and feeling comfortable with at the moment. So that was a little bit more expressive time than it is when the moon is getting ready to go into Capricorn. Now, when the moon goes into Capricorn, anytime a star is away, a planet is away, because the moon is at home in Cancer. So Capricorn is opposite to Cancer. So for the most part, anytime the moon is in the space and location of Capricorn, it's in its opposite space. Now, for the most part, anytime a planet is in its opposite sign, I like to say it's at work. When the moon was in Scorpio, the moon was falling. So the moon is not asleep or transparent or unaware or being unaware of how to actually be aware of itself at the moment, and is not going through a transformation period. So it is not sleep. When a planet is away, I like to say it's at work, because it's actually awake, but it's in a space and location that it doesn't like to be in. So it had to utilize the tools that it has in order to get the job done, in order to get whatever it wanted to get out of the circumstance or situation. So a lot of times it may have to manipulate, it have to use a lot of its bad attributes. For the most part, think about it when you at work, right? When you at work, a lot of times you don't want to be at work, but you have to utilize your body and your ability to get the job done in order to get that motherfucking paycheck and not get fired. So for the most part, sometimes you have to act like you like what you're doing. Sometimes you have to act like you like who you talking to at the moment and conversate. Sometimes you have to conversate just to pass time. Sometimes you have to, aka you have to utilize and do a bunch of shit that you don't normally want to do, but you're utilizing what you have to do and the tools that you have in order to get the job done. So for the most part, for your ass can go home and relax and get back into your comfortable state. Now, take that energy and take that to the planets and the stars. So anytime you see a planet and the away sign, think about it like this planet is at work. So when you at work, you may not necessarily be personally comfortable, so sometimes you may go to work with an attitude. So you may not be personally yourself, but you have a personal aura. Or sometimes people don't have attitude. Sometimes people come to work fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? If you got a job. Some people will go to work and come to your job or whatever like that and be all super happy and talkative and shit. And they could probably be the most depressive people when they go home. So you have to keep all these things in mind. When the planet is away, it is not in its comfortable state. So a lot of times it's just doing things that may not necessarily be natural to you. So if you have a planet that's in its away sign, this is how the energy going to play out for you. That's going to be the star. That's going to be the planet. That's going to be the energy signature that you got to work on constantly, because it is not all, it's not in your favor by nature. You know what I'm saying? This is every time you jump into that planet, that star, and play out those energy signatures, it always play out as a scenario or something you have to work on, something you're not seeing, something you have to analyze, something you have to relate, something you have to compromise with. Otherwise, you're not going to see that circumstance or situation the way it's supposed to be played out. So if you have an opposite sign and you're like me, I have the moon opposite Venus. So for the most part, the moon represents your reactions and how you respond to the world that you are in. So I don't react and respond to love right, or compromising right, or being relatable. I don't relate to that. That's not my true state of being. I don't know how to react and respond to being relatable or compromising. You see what I'm saying? And things of that nature. Or appreciating or valuing. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I jump into that energy, I have to work on that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in a relationship, or if I'm dealing with people or material, or when it comes to appreciating or having to compromise with someone or someone's living conditions or ideas and things with my own, a lot of times that once I jump into that, I have to work on that, and it doesn't make it any better for me being a Sun in Aries. You know what I'm saying? So and then vice versa, the things that I do love and appreciate and value and relate to, it don't get reacted to well. It's not responded to well. It doesn't resonate with other people's true state of being. The stuff that I love and appreciate and value is completely opposite to other people's what make them comfortable and what makes them true state of being. So that's the things I have to deal with in my life by having a Venus opposite my moon, because my moon is 8 degrees Sag and my Venus is 2 degrees Gemini. So even though it's on the cusp, you know what I'm saying, I still share a lot of the energies of Gemini there because it's a natural blend between Gemini and Taurus. Now, getting into the moon going into Capricorn, you know what I'm saying, this is putting us in a circumstance, this is putting us in a circumstance or a situation where, you know what I'm saying, we're going to find ourselves reacting and responding to status, popularity, meanings and reasonings behind how we gain structure in our lives. Reacting and responding to boundaries and restrictions and limits, whether it's ones that we're receiving or ones that we're placing on people, places, and things in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Where we draw that line and be like, motherfucker, don't cross that line or I'm going to punch you in your goddamn face. Or, you know, whatever kind of circumstance or situation that we got going on. We're going to find ourselves reacting and responding to this. Now, the moon is at work here, pardon me. Now, the moon is at work here, so here's how this actually going to play out in our lives. Because, see, the moon is at work, so the moon is not at its true state of being, which is connection, foundation, family, relating, you know what I'm saying, absorbing, manifesting, nurturing, you know what I'm saying, seeing something grow and dealing with the emotions and feelings and the feminine energy in general, and the right brain and even the imagination, you know what I'm saying, and dreams. Now, when you at work, aka the moon, it can't even do these natural things. So it has to set aside some of these things and align itself, aka can't truly get into its feelings and emotions, aka can't truly get into its right brain and dreams and imagination. When you at work, you can't truly get into your imagination. You got to stay focused on the job. Otherwise, you're going to be daydreaming and then somebody going to be telling on you, trying to be the boss's pet, like, look at this motherfucker. This motherfucker ain't doing their job. They just got their headphones on. You know what I'm saying? So things get kind of crazy for the moon when it's in Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's forced to connect. It's forced to utilize its own tools and attributes, its body, aka connecting, foundation, relating, nourishing, seeing something grow, and dealing with the emotions and feelings. It's forced to do that with structure, foundation, schedule. You know what I'm saying? The blueprint, the outlining, the how something works, and initiating and creating new ways of how to think and be practical, which is cardinal Earth. That's Capricorn in general. So the moon is forced to do these things. It's forced to care about these things. It's forced to care about the job. It's forced to care about the practicality. It's forced to care about the status. It's forcing you to care about how you're seen right now. It's forced to care about how you think you're perceived as far as material-wise, structure, maybe how you dress, maybe your background. You know what I'm saying? It's forced. You got to work with these energies. Anytime, this is what you need to understand. When you know about the energies and you just go and you know that this is something for you, that you have to look at yourself, then that's how you utilize the energies for you. So when you just do the energies, you're acting in the way the stars is acting right now, the way that they like. So you have no choice but to be on the positive side of the energy. Now, if you are on the opposite side and you don't know about this shit, you're going to be caught looking at other people who may be in the energy, or you're just going to be caught into a circumstance where you're not benefiting from the stars because you're going against the wave. You're going against the flow. You're going against the transits because either you just don't watch Archangel Uriel, or you're just not into astrology at all, or you just naive to the fact that this was actually going on in reality. So for the most part, you find yourself being in a circumstance and situation where you're pushing off your negative energy or your doubting of yourself energy onto people, places, and things outside of you. So you end up being mad at someone else who's gaining a status, or who's gaining stability, or who's working on something, or who's being practical, or you know what I'm saying, or who's building a foundation. Regardless of how it look, it could be the lowest vibrational to the highest vibrational state of a person doing it. As long as they working in the energy, they're for themselves, they'll be on the positive side. And as long as a person who don't know about the energies, they're going to be washed up and looking at the person who don't look like they good at what they doing, or a person who super good at what they doing. It don't matter if that person in the energy signature and you going against the wave. wave, you're going to be the person looking at this person like, oh, this person ain't shit or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, got to keep that shit in mind. But with the moon being in Capricorn, this is putting us in a circumstance or a situation where we are forced to react and respond to these things. And since the moon don't naturally like to do that, it still may be harder for everybody to get along with that. So in the next few hours, you know what I'm saying, I say 2 to 3 hours, the moon is going to be moving her murky ass into Capricorn, and that's what y'all going to be experiencing for the next few days. So not only is it going to be squaring the sun, which is we're going to have to learn how to react and respond to other people's actions and the way they act and how they see things more efficiently, more effectively. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get washed up with the energies and not watch Archangel Uriel, then be my guest. You're going to be the person working in your own natures, which I'm telling you, you already have a solar system if you're not believing me, but you're going to be working in your own nature. And you're going to be going out like, man, fuck that shit, I'm just going to be me. So you're not going to be learning how to react and respond to other people's actions, aka your ass is going to be in disgruntled and opposing situations all day. Your ass is going to be arguing all day. When if you could just go ahead and utilize these energies for yourself and be like, okay, the energies today, the moon is about to be squaring the sun. So, and then the sun is in Libra, and then the moon is in Capricorn. So that means I'm going to have to learn how to react and respond to other people's actions and how they see things. And since the sun is in Libra, that means the way that energy is going to look is in a communicative way. So I'm going to have to pay attention to what people are saying right now. I'm going to have to make sure I'm seeing it from their side before I disagree with something, and make sure I'm not being disgruntled, whether I agree with it or not. Once you start to dive into that, you're in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension now. Now you're going to be in a situation where the energies is working for you, so you're getting the benefit out of the circumstance and situation. Whether you're dealing with enemies, friends, business co-workers, you just going to be on the positive side of energy. I'm telling you. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand that the moon is squaring Libra, you know that right now you're going to have to learn how to assess another person's actions and how they view things before reacting and responding too fast. Therefore, you can size the circumstance and situation up the right way and be able to react and respond effectively. Therefore, you're seeing a broader spectrum of the circumstance than the people who don't watch Archangel Uriel or who not into any astrology, like OJC astrologer. Shout out to you, motherfucker. Oh, what's your name? Shonda. If that's your name, I hope I didn't get your name wrong. I should have motherfucking looked, but she's an astrologer too. Shout you out also. You know what I'm saying? We all connected in this motherfucker. So yeah, and getting into, it's also sextiling Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. So it's going to be sextiling Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus because they are in Scorpio. And what is this going to mean? This is going to mean that anytime the energy we jump into that's being forced onto us based upon the moon, we're going to be forced to react and respond to practical matters, status, structure, how we are seen, and our popularity level. We're going to be forced to react and respond to that. So anytime that we do jump into that energy, we're going to experience opportunities that we could be able to see either our own or someone else's love, appreciation, value, and relativeness, Venus, or thinking, analyzing, communicating ideas, or practicalizing, or metaphors, or just coming up with a relationship in general, Mercury, or Jupiter, experiences in general, which we can extract wisdom and knowledge, place new meanings and reasonings on that experience, and by default that causes expansion. That's why Jupiter represents that. So, you know, it's gonna, anytime we jump into the moon energy signature, these are going to be the energy signatures that create opportunities that we can jump into. So keep that in mind too. So anytime you react effectively, like I just told you with the moon, if you jump into the right natures and react to the square with the sun effectively, and then be in the moon's nature, which the moon don't like to be here, but the more you can do it, it's going to be kind of harder for moon and Aries, moon and Cancers, and moon and Libras also. You know what I'm saying? Even sun sign and ascendant signs. You know what I'm saying? This is cardinal signs is dealing with the most right now. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the more you jump into the energy signature of reacting and responding to what the moon wants us to react and respond to at the moment, which is Capricorn energies, is going to naturally create opportunities for us to either experience our Venus, our Mercury, and our Jupiter in a major way, which is our Venus is the things we love, appreciate, and value. We'll be able to experience that. Mercury, the way we think, communicate, and analyze, and our ideas coming across effectively, we'll be able to experience that. And also Jupiter, our experience in general will be in our favor. And we'll be able to extract the wisdom and knowledge and place new meanings and reasonings beyond what we just have experienced to cause expansion in our mind and be like, God damn, Archangel Uriel was right. But for real, this is real shit, man. I'll be throwing in a little shit, but for real, this is real shit. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air. Get ready. Get prepared.